Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. I'm your host, Pete Pardo, publisher and CEO of SOT. Today, we've got a really cool prog rock release, something that came out real recently on the InsideOut / Sony record label. I'm talking about Sweden's The Flower Kings. All right, and this one here is titled Waiting for Miracles. Very cool cover. You know, a lot of the Flower Kings albums have pretty decent artwork. I happen to love elephants a lot, so when I saw this, I was pretty stoked. But you got on the back, you got a little kind of almost like an underwater scene there, a little octopus and some shellfish, what have you. Inside, as we open this up, right, there's the guys right there. Got actually 2 discs here, so it's about like an album and a half. Not quite a full-fledged double disc set, but you've got one full CD of roughly, how long is this? Just over an hour, okay, and then you got the second disc a little bit shorter, but you've got roughly about an hour and a half worth of music, thereabouts. Let's tell you the lineup here, right? So we've got, of course, the mainstay, Roine Stolt, okay, on lead guitar and lead vocals. We've got Hasse Froberg, also a long-standing member of the band, on lead and backing vocals. You got Zach Commins on keyboards and occasional guitar. You've got, of course, Jonas Reingold on bass. Jonas has been with the band forever. And on drums, you've got Mirko DeMeo, drums and percussion. All right, so for the most part, pretty constant lineup of the Flower Kings. No Thomas Bodin, of course, long-standing keyboard player for the band. He's kind of moved on to other things. And, we've got now in his place, what was his name again? Zach. We'll just call him Zach from here on in. So, kind of like what you'd expect from the Flower Kings. They've got a very distinct style. Very melodic. That kind of whole melodic symphonic thing going on, the soaring vocal harmonies. And here you got the 2 singers in Stolt and Froberg. Okay, you got some incredible guitar playing from Roine on this album. He's a very, very underrated player. All right, he's kind of got that kind of stinging, at times, little Holdsworthian, but not as over the top as Holdsworth, okay? Great rhythm guitar work, okay, from him on here. A lot of really stinging leads, like I said. Very melodic player. All right, you got Jonas Reingold, an incredible bass player. All right, a lot of acrobatic bass work on here. Really good keyboards from Zach. All right, the first, I've had this a couple weeks now, and I've listened to it quite a bit. And I will be honest, I think the first 2, 3, 4 listens, I was like, man, nothing's really jumping out at me here. All right. Because again, the Flower Kings material, there's always a lot of music. So it really takes a long time to kind of get used to the songs and kind of find all the little nuances that are in there. But it's always very pleasing to listen to. Very melodic, lots of great hooks. But the more you listen to this album, the more kind of all the cool little things that are going on, right? Because they always put in those little, complex bits. The band always kind of owed a little bit to mid-late 70s, yes, okay. Get a little Genesis-isms at times, like with some of the keyboard work and what have you. But a lot of really cool passages on here. Some rockin' tunes, some more pastoral tunes. Bunch of tunes that have, like I said, some really good hooks, vocal harmonies, and things like that. So overall, a really, really good album that, again, took a while to grow on me. If I would have done this review about a week ago, it would have been like, I'm kind of not knocked over by it. But over the last couple of days, I've been listening to it more and more, and I'm like, you know what? Pretty damn good. Is it like the stellar mid-late 90s Flower Kings albums, which probably their best period in my opinion? Not quite. But considering they took a bit of a break, all right, there's 14 studio albums. And 15, I guess, if you're going to count Roine's solo album from the early 90s called The Flower King. That was basically the precursor to this band. So that's, 14, 15 studio albums over the course of the last 25 years or so. That's pretty prolific. What else? Miracles for Nowhere is a really great tune on here. Vertigo I like quite a bit. The Rebel Circus is a cool tune. The Crowning of Greed is really good. On CDU2 you got Busking at Brobank, House of Cards, Reprise. Okay, House of Cards is the opening kind of like instrumental track that leads in both CDs here. Steampunk is fun. Spirals, a lot of good stuff. All right. I've always, since I'm trying to remember like when Tomas Bodin stepped away from the Flower Kings. I like this keyboard player a lot. Again, if you're someone who's been listening to the Flower Kings for a long time, you got really used to Tomas, right? Not only his keyboard playing, but his writing, and he was kind of like a very central figure in the Flower Kings. I've had a hard time kind of getting used to them without him, but I will say Zach is a very fine player. He's different, okay? So as long as you are aware of that, you'll get used to him just like I have. But I dig it. This is good stuff. Okay, if you're looking for a real kind of catchy, melodic, progressive rock album here in 2019 that's got, little bits of and homages to the classic 70s era, but still sounds pretty bright and memorable and modern, all right? Definitely check this out, of course, on Inside Out Music, home to so many great artists. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned. We've got the latest from Angel Witch, new wave of British heavy metal legends. Brand new, hot off the presses. We've got the, we're going to finish up round 4 of the classic live album War Tournament. When is that finishing up? I believe Thursday. Okay, so we'll be doing all the new matchups. Well, actually, we need to do the wild card round, right? So we need to do that that whole little thing we're doing there, and then we'll get on to round 5. So that's all coming in the days ahead. So stay tuned, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.